What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Nonsense live stream. How we all doing? The stream's gonna be just a little bit shorter today because I overbooked myself. I told a friend from work I would help with taxes because jack of all trades and a master of none, I suppose. So the topic today is less is more, is what I have in the title, and for this past week I haven't given much thought about this stream, because I try not to think too much about what I'm going to do. I honestly just try to go into here and wing it from, right here. Because if you think about shit too much, it always comes out wrong. So, what is less is more? I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, the saying. Some might just say it's an expression. But what does that mean to you? Less is more. Especially in a world where everything is nothing but stuff. We need more. You need more money. You want more power. You want more of this, more of that, the other. More, more, more. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, none of that makes you happy. It's just stuff. Material possessions, man. I'm torn between that because there are some things to me that have meaning. Like when I look at something that's been in my family longer than I have, and there's memories with it. It takes you back to a time either like when you were younger, like as a kid, the carefree lifestyle. Like a lot of stuff. That's why Christmas is such a big time of the year for me. I have certain Christmas decorations that like I see it. There's just my favorite Christmas decoration is this little spinny house. And when it comes out every year, it just like aesthetically pleases me. Like it takes you to a place. It also reminds you to be grateful. So I don't think material stuff is all that bad. I think it's only bad is that that's your only objective in life is to acquire more and more things. And if you think by having more and more things that, for some reason you're going to be awesome. And, that's kind of how some social circles are, like-minded people kind of, all work towards the same stuff and they all, talk shit about each other, yet support each other and then just keep growing, as like their own extended family. And then there's other people, that's all they give a shit about. Like, oh, you got that? I'm going to top you off. And it's not even just buying shit, You could have less people in your life, but have more quality people, Like I used to have 500 people in my phone a long time ago, like when I was in a band and I just talked to anybody and everybody. And I had all these hundreds of acquaintances, right? Hundreds. Where nobody's around today. Like my phone does not ring. And that's okay. A lot of that's by choice. It's not all like, oh, well, why did people stop calling me? It's like, I stopped calling them. And for me, I'd rather have one or two good people in my life to turn to rather than a whole slew of people who could care less. And I'm sure, in your own life, you've got that. There's people that, if you tell them something that you just don't trust with information, they'll turn around and just, send it right through the grapevine just to make themselves look better. That's one of the major problems in this world today is that so many people want to play the part of looking like life is so great. And this argument's been going on for a while now. And I was talking about it when I first started YouTube. Now everybody's talking about it like, oh, everybody's on Instagram and social media. Is that a bad thing? I'm like, yeah, it is. But it can also turn it into a business for yourself and be sustainable and a way of life. It's like anything with new that comes along in human history. We're scared. We hold it in contempt because we don't understand it. The way we were doing everything was fine, but here comes this new thing and we don't know quite how to adapt, but we do, you know. And I think the last 10 years with social media, it's been like the adapting part, you know. And at first, it was all new and exciting, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, I can! My friend in Georgia is still alive. We graduated together. How you doing, Billy? You know, whatever. Like that shit still exists, and it helps people. Like, you know, I liked it because it got me in touch with people either I went to school with, or that moved away, or I hadn't seen, and you know, there's all that the benefits to it, right? And then, but in reality, if you think about it, people are like, it's always comparing lives. And I'm like, if you think about it, that's what people always did. Even before social media and the internet. It was just on a smaller scale. It was like the people around you, like your neighbors. You'd be like, oh, my neighbor Tom, he just got that new snowblower. Why don't we have a snowblower? I'm tired of shoveling snow in the winter. Or, you know, it's the same thing. Now it's just global on the internet. So it's I think more information than us people can process, because you can process the people that were in your community, you know, like your neighborhood, be like, you know, that's everybody knew everybody in the neighborhood. When I grew up, my neighborhood, everybody knew everybody within at least 2 blocks. At least knew their fucking name, you know? Do you know your neighbor today? I don't think you do. And most of the time, neighbors just go, you know, give it a nice wave. We talked to our neighbor across the street, Carl. He's a good guy. But back then, it was like everybody knew everybody on the street. You know, they knew what they did, they knew where they worked, they all that. Social media is that, but on a global scale. Now you don't have to come out of your house. Now you don't have to do any of that. Less really is more. You know, this is a concept that I struggle with for a lot. I'm like, well, because people like to argue. They're like, well, you don't need less money. I'm like, no shit. Yeah. But here's the thing. If you spend less money, you have more of it. Meaning, you know, people are always like, myself included, you know, I was like, what if I get this job and I'm getting a lot of money? Well, here's the problem. When you get more money, you tend to spend more of it. Because now you're like, oh, well, that thing I couldn't blow money on, now I've got money to do it. So here I'm just blowing that. Now all of a sudden my way of life is more expensive. You know, I was making, you know, whatever, 30 grand a year. Now I'm making 40. Now I can afford all that other dumb shit that I was going to do with that money. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like if you suck with $1,000 a month in your pocket, you're going to suck with $10,000 a month in your pocket. You know what I mean? Think about that. Because people will like, I deserve a certain way of life. I'm like, no, you don't. I mean, if you earned it, of course you do. But if you just think you should have a way of life, no. But here's the thing. You could have a great way of life and just like not needlessly spend money. Like I'm a collector. I collect stuff all the time. So I'm a prime example. And lately I've been really good about like seeing something, and normally I just buy it like that. I have an impulse to buy it. So I buy it right away. But I'm looking at it and go, you know what? It can wait. I don't need it right now. Because most of my shit's in fucking storage because I don't have any room. You know? So I'm like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? And for me, I like looking at it. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. So you can, if you don't go out as much as you want to, you know, learn to cook or something like that, you'll have more money, you know, so that's dumb. Money is always the easiest thing to talk about because people are always like, well, if I had more money, everything would be okay. I'm like, all it does is solve your money problems, man. You still got to deal with your relatives on the holidays. You still got to obey the traffic laws. You know, you still got to, yeah, I don't know, go to church. It's just one of those things like, you always ask yourself the question, if you didn't have to worry about money, what would you enjoy doing in life? I mean, honestly, What are you going to be like, the stupid ass people who win the lottery and they're like, oh, I bought a boat and this, like, yeah, now you got all your stuff. But I'm like, did you really want it, or did you just want it for the sake of wanting it? Meaning to say, like, yeah, I got a boat. Oh, who cares? I don't use it though. It's like, and to each his own, you know, everybody's different. I don't want to buy a boat because you want to know why? Boats, believe it or not, folks, are a bitch to maintain. They're a lot of work. There's not just like, oh, you plop it in the water and you go and have fun. It's like, no, you got to clean it, maintain it, winterize it, all this other shit. Ask my friends. They had a boat. They thought it was a great idea. And then they realized, no, it's not. It's the ideas that we're obsessed with, people. The idea of owning a boat. It's great when someone else owns a boat and you can just come along for the ride. But you running it yourself, it's a lot of work. The idea of having a business, you know, going into business yourself is great. I'm my own boss, so I make the rules. I'm like, yeah, that's what it looks like on paper. But owning your own business, folks, I'm here to tell you, is a lot more work than working for someone else. It's a lot of work. I know. It's a bitch. Even if you have business partners, it's a lot of fucking work. Ideas, man. We're obsessed with the ideas. I want the perfect vacation. Well, like, well, what the fuck is the perfect vacation? You know? I prefer a nice little weekend getaway at a quiet little country spot where there's, you know, minimal people and more nature, because that's what I enjoy today. I can care less about overcrowded resorts with fucking people running amok everywhere and community pools. Like, I don't give a shit about that anymore. That is not relaxing or appealing to me. You know, it's just not. I prefer quietness in the country, walking out, breathing some fresh air, having a cup of coffee, and relaxing. To me, that's life. That is calming. That is exciting. That is great. That is less. People are like, don't you want to have the all-inclusive resort? I'm like, why would I want to be herded around tons of people I don't know, trying to wait in line for like a buffet that I don't want to eat? You know what I mean? Take a cruise. Fuck cruises. Cruises are stupid. Why do people take cruises? They only take cruises because there is unlimited food and alcohol on the ship. So you really like got on a boat to go in the middle of the water. You went on a floating bar. Good for you. That's all it is, a floating bar. No, our cruise was so nice. We stopped in St. Thomas and all that shit. I'm like, it's a floating bar. Argue with me. Anyway, that's totally off the topic of being like what less is more, but it's all about minimizing your own world, man, and realizing you don't need more stuff. You don't need more money. You don't need more house. You don't need more car. You don't need more friends. You need less of that shit. And I'm not like a minimalist person. Like these people walk in the house, they have like a chair and nothing else. I'm more like, but I understand it though. You don't need all the cluttery crap stuff. You know, if you have like a couple of trinkets or things that have sentimental value, you're like, my folks, like my mother's is a what I call a professional organized hoarder. Like, she doesn't just have shit piled everywhere of nonsense. It's like all neatly packed away in boxes and stuff and up in the attic. And just tons and tons and tons of stuff that she doesn't even remember she has. And then it's out of sight, out of mind. She doesn't even know she has it until she opens up a box and goes, oh my God, this is from 1983. And you're like, oh, shit. Which and is nice because there are some things from my childhood. Like my mom still has like my kindergarten projects. So, I mean, that's special. Because not everybody has that shit. A lot of people just throw it away. But if you look back on it, because I can't remember kindergarten very well, but that actual memory of kindergarten is there, you know, because it's kept and it's preserved. I think it's good to preserve some history, you know, at least in your own family. And but again, I don't know. Less is more, that's for sure. And why is less more? Well, for your own world, because I know from my own experience, I always added more and more shit. I added more relationships, more money, more this, that, and the other, because I thought that's what I had to do. And it turns out all that busyness and shit I thought was important kind of just made me go insane. I'm still crazy, but I have less to worry about today. Like, I don't worry about money because I turn it around as to I have everything I need. Okay, I got food every day, clothes, house, a car, all that stuff, all the material things. If you go on the material checklist, I got it all. Yeah, it's not a Ferrari I'm driving, but who gives a fuck? Most people who own those cars, they own it and shove it in a garage and never drive it. It's got 9 original miles. Oh, fuck, care. Why even have that then? Just because you want to have it so you can say you have it, you know? So people look at you and go, oh my God, that guy's got a Ferrari. No way, I'll never have that. And even if you did, you'd be like that guy. Nobody touch it. Don't look at it. Don't breathe on it. Fuck that. It's way too controlling, man. Way too controlling. So how do you get less? I don't know. The answer is never more. It seems like it in the moment, but that's like your impulses, you know, impulse compulsive. That's why obsessive compulsive disorder is such a thing. It's not all about flipping that light switch 30 times before you walk out the door, but it's also about just anything, buying stuff, compulsive sex, compulsive need for relationships, whatever, anything else, material things. It's all the same. You just have to know what your needs versus your wants are. Need. What do you need? In humans, we really only need few things. We need to eat, sleep, piss, shit, and have sex. Really, that's about all we need. Like in reality, shelter. I guess you could throw that one in there from save you from the elements. But I mean, that's everything else in life is honestly subjective. What do you really need? Some love. Yeah, we all got love. That's why people get in a relationship. They have families, you know. I tell you all my stuff. You tell me all your stuff. I'm supportive when you're sick. You're supportive when I'm sick. And so that's there. Love's there. So if you have everything you need, what else is there? What else do you want? And most people, when you ask them, well, what do you want? They go, nobody really thinks it through. I don't think. I know I didn't think it through. And everybody usually says the same shit. Well, I want to be happy. I want a nice job. I want to not worry about money one day. And it's all the same shit over and over and over again. Okay, well, let's say you had all that. Then what? I don't know. And that's the right answer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And that's why I'm actually pretty content because I don't know. I know I have everything I need. I may or may not get everything I ever want in life, but everything I want is always just some material thing. It really is. You know, like I was at Guitar Center the other week playing guitar. Like, yeah, I want this Schecter guitar on this amp I was jamming on, but I don't need it right now. I want it because I want to, jam on some good tunes. It's nice when you have better equipment. My first guitar is beat to shit. It's 20 years old, and I just have a little practice amp that sounds like dog shit. But if I really ask myself, as much as I jam, I just want that better sound. But on the other hand, it might make me jam more if I had it, but I don't need it right now. I could totally buy it. It's not a matter of money. See, that's the thing. I've got the money to buy it. I just don't want to buy it right now. It's not about stuff. I tend to take money and put it more towards experiences or things I'm trying to get to, Like I'll spend a few $100s on a nice ticket to go enjoy a show or something else, a weekend getaway, something that has more value than, a guitar amp or a guitar. But that's me. Less. How can I acquire less though, Matt? I have so much. And that's how you know. When you have enough, Ask yourself, do you have enough? Probably. What is more? What is less? Well, you're confusing. No, doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it shouldn't to you. Makes sense to me. And if it doesn't make sense to you, then just keep asking yourself the question. I'm like, what is it I really want? What do I want? Write it out. Think about it. Talk about it to somebody. And then, or here, better yet, talk to yourself about it. That's the best person to have that conversation with yourself. What do I want? Well, you know, I just, and, then you start thinking about it intellectually. This is where the mind comes in, and your mind will just start spurting off all the normal shit. Well, I want some more time off from work, and some people don't even think about it. I feel bad for them. Not bad, but I'm just like, yeah, you're good with that? Is that really? Because I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis, and most people don't seem content with anything, whether they've got money or not. Or they are completely content, and I'm just ignorant to the fact that they are. That's why ignorance is bliss, because some people just don't even care. They just live in that. And you know what? There is a part of me that is envious of those people. And I'm honestly will admit that. Like, because there was a time I just was like, I just want to go work and have a family and be good. I'm good with collecting toys. And then I just started knowing too much, and then it sucks. It doesn't suck. It's a good thing. It's actually very calming and liberating. Because there's no going back once you become aware of some things, that's the only thing. It's like, it's kind of like in the Matrix. He makes the choice. He's like, you take this pill, we'll see how far it goes. And then if you take this pill, you could stay here in ignorance. It's a nice, that's probably one of the best modern metaphors. Taking the red pill, which has now been overused and oversaturated on the internet and fucking everything. Everybody's like, I've been red pilled. I'm like, oh God. And that annoys me. But there is truth to that. Like, once you become aware of something, it's impossible to not be aware of it. And then the question goes from there, what do you do with that? Do you put it into practice? Do you just forget about it? No, you can't. And that's the thing about awareness, man. So, you take the blue pill, you stay here in ignorant land where everybody just, I'm looking up at the sky and those trails coming out of those planes, that's normal. No, it's not. But again, less is more. Fear and love, man, two things you need in this world. And the more you love, the more you actually realize, the less you really do need. You need some shit, of course, but you don't need as much as you think. And honestly, you probably don't want most of the things that you want anyway. And then even if you get them, the feeling of getting them is very short-lived. At least it has been in my experience. I've done it with a bunch of shit, and most of the time it's material. Sometimes it's other stuff like a job or something like that. But I anticipated how great it was going to be. It came to fruition, and then it was a short-lived moment because happiness is not sustainable. It's why I believe they call it the pursuit of happiness. It's the constant pursuit. Because once you obtain something, happiness is just momentary. It's like in the moment. Like, oh, I got this wonderful gift. This moment, spending time with my family, everybody's laughing. This moment right now is beautiful. Happy. The next day, back to the grind, off to work, whatever. And that happy moment is now a memory. And the memory will sit back there and you can replay the memory. And it'll bring you some kind of happiness, joy. But the problem with that sometimes is you dwell on that memory, meaning like, I wish everything was that way. I'm like, it'll never be exactly it was in a certain moment in time, Like, it just never, it won't. Like, my life will never look like it did when I was a kid going to my grandparents' house on the weekends. You know what I mean? And all my cousins, aunts, and uncles, everybody was there because that time's gone. We're all grown up different. Some people have passed away. They're in different lives. That moment is just a memory in here. It'll never be that way. My world, though, I can create my own family, create new memories, new good things, new things of happiness and value in my own life if I want to. Do I choose to? Yeah, absolutely. Like today is a great time to be alive for a multitude of reasons. Everybody's living in fear about what's going on over here and there. I'm like, don't you worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be good. And you realize that, like, especially when those moments, like, say you're around and all your family's together and you're just enjoying each other's company, not talking about bullshit like, oh, the new insurance rates are so good. No, like just genuine listening to people, how they feel, where they're coming from. That to me is, it's so worth it. Less sex, money, stuff, fucking bullshit. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll know that, like, sometimes you have to cut, certain people out of your life. You have to get less friends. You don't need more friends to feel good about yourself. You can honestly have one or two good people in your life that are, just a handful of people, but are good quality, don't lie to you, are honest all the time from their perspective, and that's all you need. A nice little circle of stuff. Community, family, friends. I believe so. Because oh shit. It's all about less stuff, man. You don't need more money. You don't need more relationships. Hell, you don't even need to meet new people. I'm perfectly okay not meeting anyone new. Unless it's for the sake of for me trying to advance something I'm trying to do in life. Like maybe I'm trying to get into a different career. Maybe I'm trying to do something else. Then yeah, I would like to meet people involved in that to get me to that next step. And there's stuff I've been pondering about eventually writing something. So I know some people that are publishers and things like that. So you talk to these people because I don't know, it's like, but you have to trust other people. And that's hard in this world when everybody's out for themselves. Everybody's out for themselves. Everybody is. Everybody. Me, everybody. Me too. Everybody's out for themselves, and they'll hop over people to get what they want. I mean, I don't want to do that, and that's why I'm at the point in my life where I'm at, because I don't do that. I don't take advantage of people so I can have gain in my own life. I just don't. And for that, I have less, but it's so much more to me. Think about that now. Honestly, think about it. Anyway, I got to keep this short, so I'm going to get out of here. I have to do some taxes for some people. And I will be back next week. So probably same time, 12:30. Looks like that's a better time to do it just because noon's pushing it for me because I'm walking dogs. But next week's topic, I need some ideas. I don't know. I talked about what? The less is more this week. What would be a good one for next week? The pursuit of happiness. Let's write that down. No nonsense live stream number 32. The pursuit of happiness. Let's talk about that next week. That's a good one. I can fucking spiral on that shit for a while. Easy hour next week. Easy hour. It won't be a short one next week. It'll probably be longer. But it all depends. So, how do I get less, Matt? Ask yourself, what are you willing to let go of? Are you willing to let go of stuff? If you are, you got a shot. If you're not, I don't know. And that's the best answer I've got is, I don't know. Don't take yourself too seriously.